cheery yellow Rangers. That's what this panel's all about. It's the greatest life from the Sunshine State, and we got some of the most amazing Power Rangers in the world right here from Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Please welcome Sasha, Craig. Go out right here. Power Rangers Jungle Fury, the amazing Anna Hutchison. Welcome. And from Power Rangers Wild Force, and the Torkelsons, the wonderful Alyson. And from Power Rangers CO, Nakia, Burrise, give it up! Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad you made it in. I'm so glad the audience made it in. I'm so glad I woke up today. It's okay.
We don't need your trouble. We all know.
Yes, okay. Welcome to everybody. I hope you're having a good weekend and it's been fun so far.
You too.
It's good to see you all. Good to see you all. Let's start right here. Nakia, how are things going? We're glad to have you with us here. It's always fun to have you here. What have you been up to since the last time we had a RangerStop?
What have I been up to?
Good question, right?
Yes, it is a good question. I have been living life. I became a grandmother 2 years ago. My second child is having a little boy in January, so I have 2 grandchildren. I've been producing. I have a movie out called Back to Bridgewood that I wrote, produced. It's family friendly. It's streaming on every platform but Netflix. Back to Bridgewood. Jason Bond's in it. Serena Vincent's in it. It has nothing to do with Power Rangers. It's a comedy. So please check it out. And now I'm working right next to me. If you come by my booth, is JD Sutphin, who is one of my business partners. And we're writing a comic book series called The Never Never Kids, and we plan on making it into a television series or movie.
Wow.
Awesome. That's the definition of making it happen. That's so cool. I love that. Please welcome, of course, Karan, Ashley, and Tracy Lynn Cruz. Don't be sorry for that. I'm just glad you made it, and we all are. I'm just happy we're here. Alyson, how are you? It's very nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you for coming back. It's always just fun to have you around.
Thank you so much. It's fun. Last night was a little too much fun.
I'm not quite my animated self either at the moment.
Dana juice.
It's good.
Never
It's
again.
part of the RangerStop tradition, though, to
Yes.
have that happen.
But the older you get, the
do
more.
right.
Anyways.
But it's all good. It's good to have you here. What have you been up to lately? How's life?
Oh gosh. That is,
Life and
life. I was just asked to join a band, so after 15 years of not being on stage singing, I'm gonna be working in a band next year, so that'll be fun. And singing, I'm very nervous. But yeah, I'll be singing, so
Being nervous is all
that.
it means you care. You know, and
It
you're doing a great
does.
job of it.
we'll see. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just glad you're here.
Oh, and I moved to Ireland, so I did that too.
Right? So
That is. And the fandom over there, oh my gosh. If you guys like to travel, go there. It's a beautiful place, but the fandom, they're the nicest, most lovely people, and they're so passionate about Power Rangers. So definitely. Oh, and I'll be with this one next week in the UK. So anyway, sorry, enough about me. The other ladies. Thank you for asking.
So we're so glad to have you here. And it's so good to meet you, Anna Hutchison, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. This is our first time at Power Ranger convention here in Florida, right?
yes, yeah.
Is it?
No, this is great. I'm having such an amazing time, and I do want to say I'm so appreciative for everybody who's come out of their busy lives to come say hi to us. I'm so grateful for the Power Rangers community, and this is just another example of that. So I'm just so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much.
What have you been up to since your time on that is a low person? What are you doing currently?
Currently, I am living my best life. Like I've never been happier. So I've got a family, which is just the most amazing thing, and with my son these low stimulation shows. I think they call it like Puff and Roxy above. And then because I make no sense, I also let them watch Power Rangers. My ego kind of takes over from parenting, I guess. So it's pretty cool as a mum. So as a 20-year-old, it was amazing to be a Power Ranger and to have lived that life in my 20s, to kind of recognise what it means being a Power Ranger to not only yourself as a career move and as an actor, but then also how that affects the audience and then getting to meet the Power Rangers community. I truly believe it's like no other type of, I don't know what, audience. I think it's just the best audience. So now revisiting it as a mum and seeing the lovely lessons that our series, I'm sure your series did as well, but they just kind of teach kids values, what really matters, leadership, loyalty, and there are all these wonderful themes, and family, and how working together, we are greater than if we work alone. I think that's one thing that just keeps coming up that I see with my son. And then I'm just navigating how to explain to a 4-year-old we don't connect when we do our spin kicks, but we'll get there. Yeah, I have to teach him a bit more stunt fighting, I think, where in the stunts, just to answer any question that perhaps may come up. No, we didn't connect, unless it was an accident, and then we're like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so that's
That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming this morning. Sasha, that's much to follow, right? But,
I agree with everything Anna said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just-
The fandom is amazing. It's lovely to meet everybody. Like 25 years after Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, I came out to Power Morphin like about a year and a half ago, and I hadn't been out to any convention since before COVID, and I was just so overwhelmed that I decided to tour more and meet all the fans, because it's so lovely and it's a great chance to travel, and I really enjoyed that.
Now, as for when my kids watch the show, we have this thing where the higher ups, like producers, would say, "Oh yeah, just tell them that," because they were like, moms were like, "No, you can't watch Power Rangers," and moms were like saying, "You know, what do you guys want to do?" So the producers would tell us, "Yeah, tell the kids that they only fight monsters."
cool.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. They only fight monsters. So that's how we did that. So since Power Rangers, I've been married for about 21 years. To my partner in crime. No, I've gone dark. Since Power Rangers, it's all gone. No, we are writers, producers. He's the director. He directed and wrote a film called Tucker and Dale versus Kiperman. I was killed in that film. I played the...
Yeah! We love seeing Power Rangers die.
And I died for him again. Yeah. So we did that. We did Little Evil with Adam Scott. I had a little scene in that movie too. And then this year, just came out theatrically, was Clown in a Cornfield. It's exactly what the name is. It's a clown in a cornfield. Right, so it's a comedy, a car comedy. And we killed my son in there. My son's now 19 and we shot him in the head with an arrow. So, yeah.
Saying this looks really fun. It's like, we got to kill my son.
I know, we'd all die for him. Like, he killed his mom, everybody. So, and he's done it too. He sacrificed himself for the film. So, yeah. So we're working
Yeah, and my little friend there. I know, she wears it well. She wears it well. I guess following along with the other moms, I also have, I've been married 28 years, and have 4 children, and 2 of them are in college. The last 2 are, they're in college, so I'm in a different phase in my life. But I can't even name all the things that have gone on. I was teaching kindergarten for a while, and that was fun in itself because I once shared that even though the kids didn't know me, it was the parents that knew me. And they were like, "Do you know who your teacher is?" And the kids were like, "No." But I got to use some leverage over having been in Power Rangers in my classroom. I got to use some of that leverage in there. If you're good, I'll let you guys watch an episode. And didn't have to quite worry about the violence thing at that point. I know we had to go around that. And then so I'm also an advocate for autism. I want to help families that are impacted with autism to discover their child or even themselves, their superpower. I work with an organization, it's called Neurolux, and it's a really great organization. It's really great to be able to get the awareness and the acceptance, and also get the conventions to be more friendly, sensitivity friendly to those that need that, because it really is sensory overload. I mean, I feel overloaded.
For the same, now
Yeah.
keep responding. It's like when you get to a point where that battery just runs out.
Yeah. So that's my big thing. That's my spiel. But yeah, thank you for asking.
And ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original. Here it is. This is
Yeah, I'm like, hello! Oh, and that hurt my back.
That's it. Every time you say, ooh, just a little lesson.
I know, I'm literally like creeping along this weekend. I hurt my back, so when you guys see me walking slow or awkward, that is why. I'm just like it's so weird. Anyways, no, I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I'm so excited to it's rare that we all get to be together. Like, we might do this like once or twice a year, sometimes 3, like if we're lucky. So it's so cool. And then there's so many, I was telling Anna earlier, I was like, there's so many Rangers that don't get to come to these. Like, there's so many Power Rangers. And it's impossible to invite everyone because it's just not financially possible, for a con to do that. So I'm glad that, when people are able to come and able to have fun and just, like, it's almost like family bonding time, It's been some great stories and some great memories and some great moments that we get to share with each other, and I think that's the best part about these cons, because obviously we spend so much time with you guys and we love you, but we actually have some really cool behind-the-scenes times that we get to share and have fun with, so it's really cool. We enjoy RangerStop as much as you do.
And that's a great part of it.
Yes, thank you.
These 2 were a major part of,
yes.
And the reason that happened was because of the 2 of them and Mike as well. So thank you for those years. Because this show, and this isn't really a poem, it doesn't necessarily matter. The one thing about it, and it's already been mentioned, the vibe is different here, and it's not only part of it, and it's fun to have everyone sort of just together in loveness and different generations of the show, and different generations of people at this point. So thanks for letting that happen, because the 2 of you really perpetuated this continuing, because I know Mikey had over the years, so thank you for that.
I know.
You're welcome.
It's been a huge blessing for us to just be a part of it. It's almost like, the behind the scenes where you're planning and planning. It's a lot of work, but it's so much fun when it finally comes together. And But once the doors open, it kind of just runs itself. And if you see anybody with the crew t-shirt on or volunteer t-shirt on, give them a high five, and because they are literally the backbone of the show.
Make it happen, and we are it's a part of it. I know I am, at least every time I wake up and we're doing this. It's really fun. All right, I know most of you probably have some questions for our people out here. I've got some too, but the important thing is to get to all of your questions. So we've got one right there. And yeah, I'll come back there to you. This is fun. It's getting started. I'll get some more people. There we go. I like the channel.
Hi, awesome to see all you guys. I absolutely love Yellow Rangers, so it's awesome to see all you guys. This is a question specifically for Lightspeed Yellow, and Wild Force Yellow. I actually gotta ask, did you guys know that in Sentai, your counterparts are actually all guys?
Also Karen.
I did know, and I got to meet the Go-Go 5 at Power Morphicon of like 2016 or something like that, and I got to try on their jacket, which was super cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, I haven't seen it though. I need to go check it out because I hear it's like really cool. So I'm glad I got to be a part of that.
Awesome.
I can tell you, Drew and I went to Japan last year. I tried to find mine because I wanted to meet him so badly, and we actually wanted to sign with our counterparts. And I tried to find him or just to meet him, because it's nice to follow in someone else's footsteps. We're trying to do them justice, but if anyone knows how to find our counterparts, please. we didn't have success, but isn't it nice that the show knew that we could do the same or even better than the boys? Give those girls a chance, right?
What do you feel was the best episode you ever filmed on your particular seasons?
The best episode on our particular season? Oh my gosh, that's a hard episode. I mean, that's a hard question. Because you know what's funny is we used to shoot them. You guys have heard the story. We used to shoot like mini episodes at the same time. So it'd be like 4 within 2 weeks, so 4 to 5 within 2 weeks. So it was like, for me in my brain, I mean, it's all one episode. I really need to watch them because some of them I don't even remember how it all played out. Because if you're in the command center, you shoot all the command center scenes for all 4 to 5 episodes. So it's like everything in each location. But I just remember, I always think about the Wild Wild West episode, and it was only because we weren't ourselves. They went in, Kimberly went in the past, and she met our great uncle, aunt, whoever.
Wild West.
Wild West episode, yes. And so it was just funny because we all, I don't know why we thought the Wild West we were all gonna have a Southern accent. I was like, what are we doing? And every time someone would talk, it was some really bad decisions. But every time somebody would talk, we would just laugh. We were just dying laughing the whole episode. So that one's always one of my faves. And we got to ride horses, and we were just doing all the things that we never got a chance to do. So I guess that was my favorite one. Today, tomorrow I'll say something different.
I would like to say one. As I said, I've been revisiting it, and one of my favorite episodes at the moment is when RJ becomes a ranger, so this is for Jungle Fury Rangers. The reasons that I like it are because of the lessons in it, and family is so important, standing up for yourself, working together as a team, realizing that sometimes we can't do it all, and that we need to talk about it, and then we can achieve what we need to achieve, but then relying on the team again. Another reason that I really loved it is because we're filming on New Zealand's beaches. And they are gorgeous, and that's the black sand beaches. It's just so beautiful. And then we got to film in the forest, and the memories of that were so fantastic. And I think that the story, and I think it's 21 minutes or 28 minutes, they got to do such a wonderful job, the writers did, of incorporating all of the characters. They put RJ in prison, and then so we've got Camille, we've got the daddies with the daishi. Like, there is so much going on in that episode, yet it seems super seamless. And then then we've got, so that's the characters, that's the locations, and then just as humans, I adore David. And so to have him kind of come in that range of capacity, and what a good job he had done. Like, it was just so fantastic. And working with both Jason and Elgin there, it was such a fantastic time in the shooting process because we're kind of halfway through. We really established our personal connections, and I can just see that on the screen. Like, we know each other, and it plays in with the characters. So to me, at the moment, it could be different tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
That is my favorite episode right now for all of those reasons.
I was,
Just screaming, sit and listen to your
that's
voice.
the next thing I was going to say. Is I really wish they let you use your normal voice on the show.
I was so
Like, your show, it's great, but come back here and just use your real voice on the
It's
show.
so cute. You know, I typically say there's a couple of episodes that stand out to me, but today I was thinking about, wait a minute, let me just go through it. My Halloween episode was pretty fun because I didn't have to wear yellow. I don't think. No, I was in a white dress, and I got to do some really strange things. You know, I was like a monster, and it was completely out of my element, and it was just fun. It was just something that was different. So that was really, really fun. I got to do all these crazy faces and different voices and all of that. So that was really fun. But I always have to say another song and dance because we got on everyone's nerves, Jason, Frank, and I, because we sang when the cameras were on and when the cameras were off. And they were like, shut up! We were like, would you like some celery? No! It was fun. It was fun. Another song and dance was great. And the funny thing about that is Jason did not want to sing. He was petrified because he was like, I can't sing. And I was like, you don't have to be on key. Nobody cares. Yes, that was part of it. And then when he started singing, he just wouldn't shut up. So it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Thank you for the question.
I know it's always tied, like our favorite episodes are tied to like the personal fun. Like we were dying, and you're right, like we'll get a different one. You guys will spark a memory, and I'm like, oh my god, I love that episode. Like you forget about it. Like there are seriously times I've seen Power Ranger episodes, and I don't even remember doing that. Because when you think about it, it was like 30 years ago. So it's like, what do you remember 30 years ago? Most of you are 30. So think about it, you don't remember. And so when you see it, it's like, I mean, obviously I was there. That is me. So it sparks a memory, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that's so great. And it's so now I got a new favorite episode.
But that's how she.
Sorry.
So I'll share my favorite one. It actually kind of corresponds with Nakia's, where I got to play a character outside of my element, which was Astronomer, our villain. So it's Invasion of the Body Switcher, and I got to be evil. And any time that you get to be something that you're not, bubblegum, fun, whatever, it was so much fun. In fact, I think I took it a little too far where the director is like, that was good, but this is Power Rangers. That's not a thriller. And so, but I had a lot of fun. I kind of just embraced the Rita Repulsa with Strongman and kind of came up with my own little thing. So that I would have to say is one of
All right. My favorite episode was probably the fifth crystal, and we had an actress named Shannon Wells who was on with it that played my grandmother, and she was like super athletic. Her character was like back when she was younger, super athletic. Like she comes in the fight where we get into the warehouse. She comes in with a hockey stick, and I'm Canadian, so I was like, yeah, and plus right? And then my grandmother, my real grandmother, played field hockey for Guyana, which both my parents and my family is from Guyana, which is on the top of South America. So she played for like the country, and so I just thought they really knew how to incorporate our real personalities, I think, into our roles. And that kind of helped me play it better. I didn't do any acting before I did Power Rangers. So, I did like extra work and stuff like that, and I got tapped heartbeat on a couple of shows, and I was union. But I didn't, that was a really, really fun show. That one, and the episode with Mike Chat, where he gets bullied by a bully. I can't remember what it's called.
Up to the challenge.
Up to the challenge?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
There was one episode where Mike wore a blue shirt, and it was this one.
Yeah, that one, exactly. So, and he fought, the bully was actually David Leach, who directed The Fall Guy, and is like, and Bullet Train, and he's like doing so much.
Everybody was on Power Rangers at some point.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
all the big, yeah.
Yeah, and so, but actually watching Mike fight, like, because he's like 10-time world champion, and like he's like extraordinary martial artist. Watching him actually get to do his stuff, they let him fight outside of the suit a lot because he deserved it. So I don't know. There's, like you guys said, that's today. I don't know. I'll have to get little memories of other episodes. Thank you for the question.
Hey, cool. You guys are wonderful. Let's see, yeah, I hear you.
I have a question for you, Nakia. Like, I noticed you from Aisha, but what are the similarities between yourself as an actor and Tanya?
Say that one more time.
Like, what are like the similarities between like yourself as an actor and like Tanya Sloan as a character?
Oh, I feel like, thank you for that question. The producers actually, when I was on the show, they came into my dressing room and asked me some of my hobbies. And so they really took note and kind of formed Tanya around me. Rangers in the outfield, I played baseball with the boys. I literally played baseball, and I played pitchers, shortstop, and second base. So that's where that episode came from. They heard me singing in my dressing room, so another song and dance where we wouldn't shut up. Another song, Sun Yellow, where I had to decide if I was going to stay a Ranger or accept the record deal. So I feel like there were a lot of similarities to who I am as a person. And then you were talking about Moesha. That's not me at all. There was no Nakia in that. I talk like this, and Nakia doesn't talk like that, but it's so fun. Comedy. When I left Power Rangers, I did a lot of sitcoms. And I love comedy. My family is just comedy. Like, seriously. We just go home, my dad, my brothers cracking on each other, we all crack on each other, we do skits, stuff, all of that. So my life after Power Rangers has really been comedy, which is why I wrote Back to Bridgewood, which is comedy. So that is just innately in me. But thank you. Hopefully I answered your question.
Extend that question to the rest of you. Are there any similarities between you as actors and people and your characters? I heard some.
Yeah, like Nakia said, when we audition and they look at your special skills on your resume, I had rollerblading, rock climbing. Those are all things that I did before Power Rangers. I was like, please do snowboarding. But they didn't, so yeah. Well, they can figure it out.
Yeah, like they said, they literally talked to, that was part of the audition. Like, part of it was doing our monologues and then doing like martial art. I did a dance routine with martial art moves in there. But they then brought me in and like, we sat there and talked for like 30 minutes. And they were just talking and asking me all these questions. And I had just graduated high school. Like, I literally was 2 months out of high school. And they were just like, what do you like to do? And who do you see yourself? And, just a bunch of stuff. But what I realized is they wanted all of our characters, I think, because we were so young and so new to acting, to just stay as true to the character. I was a teenager. I was a high school student. So it was very easy to create Aisha. The only thing that I kind of put in there was I knew, like, I never watched the show prior to getting on the show, but once we got on the show, we found out, oh my God, 3 people had left the show, and we were taking their place, and I was like, what? And so we didn't know that auditioning, we thought we were joining the team, and so I had never seen the show, and they told me, don't watch it. You are completely different from Twee, and we want you to stay different. And I was like, okay. And I go, but I need to be like, I think she's sassy. I don't want to be the girl who's like, help me. I want to be the girl that's like, I'm helping you. Like, you know? And so they were like, okay. And so I always like really, told them like, I want Aisha to be strong. I want her to be, just one of those girls who say what's on her mind. And maybe that gets her in trouble, but, she's just that girl. And so they were like, exactly.
Started that.
Yeah, sassy girl.
Ranger became
strong
and powerful.
Yeah.
Because of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you guys, because we did not get spoken, like, they didn't speak to us about our characters at all. And like, you guys did a monologue? Really? And they asked you questions?
Yeah, no, I was in there. They
none of
literally, like, we sat in there for 30 minutes. It was like, I was in there longer talking to them than I was even auditioning, yeah. And they just wanted to get to know me, and I always was just very outspoken about her because I knew, like, this is a Black girl, she's sassy, I want her to be strong, I want her to be sweet, I want her to be positive, but I also just really want her to be tough. I don't want her to be the girl that gets rescued, I want her to be the girl that rescues. And she can stand up with the boys. And so, thankfully, they were like, yeah, like they were into it, so. And I thought that kind of really made, they made the Pink Ranger and Yellow Ranger really different. And I thought that was good. Every little girl needs to, every little girl is not the same. So, you're either sweet or you're sassy. So, here we are, the sassy yellow.
I like to say cute, but psycho.
Yeah, that's it.
I think for me, it's been a fun evolution of my acting journey. So, when I was 15, 16 year old on a soap, I kind of went more that method way, which as a young person, you're seeing people in the street, and that my character was called Delphi. So they'd be like, oh, Delphi, I saw you do this. And then that's kind of, it's not screwy, but it does inform your story a wee bit. So you're like, okay, well, that's my life, that's how I'm going to approach this character, and I'm going to mold it to me. And then as the kind of journey and the trajectory of my career went, it was like, okay, now how do I differentiate the character's reaction, my reaction, and what I've come to is we look how we look. We can change our hair color, we can change our body mass, it can be a bit bigger, a bit smaller, but intrinsically we just are ourselves. And then as an actor, the greater life you lead, the more colourful, the more experiences you have, the more people you meet, the more stories you hear from other people and their experiences, the greater your character's going to be, the more layered your characters will be. Just by virtue of the fact that you're more filled, and that's where I am now, is knowing the difference between the character. Whereas when it was the lead, I'm so sure it was, okay, so Anna's super sweet, bubbly, she'd like to be a team player, and that's the lead stuff. Mark, our director, had us make a music playlist, and then also how Lily would react, how Anna would react. And I think that's more that Stella Adler technique of your character's life is very different to your life. Approach it that way. So yeah, it was a really beautiful way to kind of take on acting and how you approach characters when we were doing Rangers. It was kind of in that middle bit of like, how do I want to do this? Method acting is really screwing with me, and I think that that's a very interesting approach to acting. Tried it, not doing it today. That didn't work out that good for me. So yeah. Thank you, that's a fun question.
Really jealous. They didn't talk to us about our characters at all. We literally found out about our characters with each script. They didn't talk to us when we auditioned. We went in, we had like 3 lines that we read, and I went in like 6 times. Didn't talk to us, and then said, okay, bye-bye. And then we booked the parts, and they didn't talk to us about our characters at all. So I'm so jelly, like,
they must have loved what you were doing.
I know.
No, it's not.
It's really weird. Like, people till we got our next script. So, well, I'm glad that they took their time with you.
Well,
We were the stepchildren, I
Once it
guess.
started going, they were talking to us. I mean, you would just get your scripts and you would go. But I think in the beginning, yeah. Well, and I
But you also have to create it yourself.
Yeah.
You have to come up with your own backstory and who you are.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot
obviously
to
they
say.
liked what you guys did.
Yeah. Now knows.
Don't be jelly.
Nice. This is a question, I think.
So I have two questions. The first one's for all of you. Do you like being yellow or would you rather be pink?
Oh no,
Oh,
yellow.
yellow. Wait.
I wanted to be the Black Ranger, and I begged them, and they were like, "Get in that yellow suit."
And the next question is for you, Karan. Did you like, what was like the difference of the movie set and then the TV show set?
Oh my
God. The movie sets were out of this world. Like one of the set designers, he had worked on Indiana Jones. Like, I mean, they brought in the big guns. So it was like everything was, they always said it's bigger and better. And it was. It was like, I mean, the sets were out of control, the costumes were out of control. Everything was, they were trying to really make an impression because, you know, Power Rangers was a huge TV show, but it wasn't, you know, they'd never done a movie, and so they were hoping that this would be the big one. And so thankfully, you know, we got some really cool stuff. I mean, you guys have seen Ivan News, and he was such a funny, you know, villain to go up against, and the suits were armor, and I mean, we literally stood every weekend. We'd go to the, you know, we didn't have weekends off. We'd go, we'd stand there for hours, and they would draw the muscles and draw, like they hand-made them to our bodies. The only thing they messed up is that when I got my helmet, we had to have our head cast, and they were going to make the helmets really sleek and fit really perfect. Well, I didn't have braids, and so when I got to Australia, I was like, I kept going, I need braids, because there's just no way I can do this movie. You know, and no one in Australia really knew how to do black hair. It was different, it was curly, it takes a little bit longer. And so they were like, yeah, let's do the braids. And so then I come out with braids down to my butt, and it did not fit in the helmet. So every time you see the Yellow Ranger, my head's kind of turned because this side of the helmet was open. But yeah, so it was like all these tricks. But it was, I mean, the movie was amazing.
How do you like being in the first season?
How do I like being in the season, the first seasons? You know what, it was great. Like when I came on the show was a huge hit, and I was in high school, and I was trying to graduate, trying to go to college. So unfortunately I hadn't seen it, but I quickly found out that I won the golden ticket, and I was on one of the coolest shows ever, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so proud of everyone that's been on it, because we get to be tough, you know, really cool girls for cool girls like you. You know, and so that's such an honor for us to be able to be hopefully a good example for you.
Just like I love being here, and I want to say yellow news.
Yeah!
Forever yellow. Praise her just right.
That's perfect, exactly. Now, speaking of the show at the height of its popularity, LaShawn Davis, welcome to you. Situation of this being the third season of the show, when you came on to the thing, it was obviously big and super popular. And were you a fan of Power Rangers as a kid while it was going on? And then you got the show. What was it like jumping into that, knowing what it was? At your age, especially as a kid.
Well, at my age, I was watching in real time. Like A1 Day 1. Where my A1 Day 1? Very first episode, and anticipating it from all the commercials. So, being a kid actor at that time, I wasn't doing a whole lot, but that was my first major role, so to speak. So to be on the show that you rush home from school to see every day, it was going on in real time in my life. Layers to that were my school, when they saw, because I didn't broadcast things like that. My teachers knew, because we had to do homework on set and things like that. But when the school found out in real time, because we're that age and we're watching it, man, they made a big deal of
the hall, classrooms would come out. K-8, so just cheering, and it was super, super supportive. My teacher was like, depending on how long this goes, I definitely will be here on set, teaching. Everybody was just full in and made a big announcement at our weekly kind of chapel assembly. So it was a good time. It was a good time. I was glad to be a part of the brand, and I never thought 30 plus years. That little show, we weren't even in anime, like for real, like
all
that.
their fault.
Let's go right here, and then right here, and then right there. Yep.
Yep. So my question's for Tracy, Alyson, and Anna. The three of you kind of have, your characters had canon kind of relationships with other Rangers, or in your case, Alyson, like a flirtation with Eric. Where do you think those relationships are today?
I don't know the character name.
Sure, I'll take that one first.
Who do you think,
Andros. It just depended on what day of the week, because they had me going.
Right.
Yeah.
You were liking everybody.
Yeah.
In the end, it was Andros, so.
What's that?
In the end, it was Andros, so.
It was Andros. Yes.
Yeah.
Where are they now? I don't know. I guess KO35. I don't know. There's babies. I don't know. You can tell I haven't thought about that much.
So you're too painful to think about. That's
Taylor and Eric. Well, you know he was doing a lot of mansplaining with the Quantum Defender, which is why I brought the Quantum Defender. I will never do that ever again. I've gotten in so much trouble with TSA and in Dublin airports. I had a supervisor take me aside, and I was in a whole other section with the Quantum Defender, and I had to say, I have a helmet, I was a Power Ranger, I wore a gun in your carry-on. But I brought what between
Power Rangers helps you get out of the line.
right? Oh, yes, it does. Which helped me last night. Anyways, so and then of course Eric throws Taylor the Quantum Defender, right? And she has that whole thing. But I think Taylor probably, liked being flirted with, but I think ultimately probably they would have probably killed each other. Two very strong personalities. I think Taylor just was in the Air Force and ended up training and enjoyed all of the young men who came through. Who she could mentor. It all starts with men. Menopause. But anyways, thank you for the great question.
I'm really glad you asked this, because in Jungle Fury with Theo, that relationship's so beautiful, and I have been thinking about it. I think they are good friends, and that might sound a little bit boring, but to me, as we get older, our friends are so important to us. In relationships, stuff can happen, and then you're done, and it's finished. And I think what Theo and Lily had is truly so special, and the way that they navigated it throughout the series with just looks, being there for each other continually, and really showing that friendship. I think that's more gorgeous. That is where I find that story goes, that they are just true best friends. And I've been told in the past, females and males can't be friends, there's always someone who wants more. I think this is one of those relationships where it is just a beautiful friendship. And then, there's those Spartacus ones that I did where it was different. But this was, I think that's why I added so much more value to the Theo and Lily relationship. It's because we didn't go there, we didn't do all that other stuff. It was just like, yo, can we go for pizza? And that's more to me, I think, and that's more, there's more tension there, and there's more longing, you know? So yeah, so glad you asked that. So happy to hear about it.
And the way that you explain things is like, it's so deep.
I love it. I love it.
I just want to thank all you guys for coming. This is just an amazing time. So my question for you is, one of my favorite episodes of all time is Forever Red and Wild Force. I would have loved to see a Forever Yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. I might start an argument. Who would be the leader?
Well,
We let Trini lead it from heaven.
Okay, first of all, for Tracy, as someone who's autistic, you try to read more words that I thought was really special, and that's great. A shout out to you. But this question now is for Anna. At the time, our panel was the final season of the Disney era, and the supposed end of the Rangers at the time. But apparently, Jungle Fury was actually supposed to be the main ending, though. Did you feel like that was going to be the last season of the show were all before Arpen came in, or no?
No, and not to be ignorant, but I wasn't aware of how huge Power Rangers was. I had an inkling. I lived in Guam from 4 to 6. Guam's an American island. Sorry to say that, that's so stupid, but it's the place where people run to. They either run to Guam or New Zealand, so I've been both. We go to those places. But in Matilda, they run to Guam. That's a movie, it rolled off them. So, I had no idea that it would be the end. And I've got to say something really stupid. I just had this belief that Power Rangers would just keep going, and it was just this weekend that I found out that it's finished, and I was talking to Karan this morning. It makes it feel even more spectacular and magical that we were part of something like this. And yeah, I feel like a Forever Yellow needs to be made, because it can't be the end of Power Rangers. There's just too many cool stories and lessons to be told, and there's this amazing friends out there that will watch, and we'll watch. So yeah, so no, it doesn't feel like the end. And also saying that it's finished now doesn't feel like the end. I mean, there's reboots going left, right, and centre. Let's reboot this bad boy.
Okay. Since Karan, Nakia, you guys have all been writing, and Sasha, you've been like director, or your husband's been directing. I just watched Marvel Zombies, so how do you guys feel about a comic book series where the Power Rangers become zombies?
Can I just say, I came across a zombie in a film called The Cabin in the Woods, and I didn't do so well. So, good luck, ladies.
I just think it's great. I mean, all the stuff that Boom's doing and how they reimagine Power Rangers, and there's all these different variations. I just think it's really cool, and I hope they keep doing it. Just because it's really exciting to see it. Like, Power Rangers is like rated G with extra cheese. Like, and so it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see it darker. Kind of cool to see it go in different directions, and it's just really cool to see these characters in a different light.
And you guys would all survive.
Can I just say, I think with Power Rangers being zombies, I think a lot of us are zombies. So I do, especially today. We're not in the moment. We're not present. We're not looking up at our fellow people around us. We're this is my zombie world, and so I think it would actually be a good story to tell in a way of waking up and being present and coming back here now. So that would be great.
Believe it or not, we only have time for about 2 more questions. I didn't know how the time went this quickly, but I got one right here for you.
Hi, as someone who actually grew up from the Mighty Morphin all the way to the end of Dino Comic here, I just want to say you guys did it for a more phenomenal job being your respective fellow Rangers, and we all appreciate that. One question I've always been curious about is, as someone who grew up watching Power Rangers, what are some of your favorite TV shows and or say / Japanese animation shows?
Oh. How much time do you have, sir? Stranger Things, obviously. I'm obsessed. Nakia's been making fun of me all weekend.
Yes, I can.
I am. Like the way that you are diehard Howard because I'm a diehard Stranger Things.
Oh, wait, I have to say this.
So we're sitting there. Karen and Kat are like, oh my gosh. And then did you see this?
We've
It
gone down
was,
the theory, like we're obsessed with the theories right now.
I said, you guys are nerds. I think it's beautiful nerds.
No,
they were going deep, real deep.
We're the nerds. She's Erica, who's like, you nerds.
And then she finds out later that she's also a nerd.
Yeah.
No, but like Stranger Things, I love.
Mine, I was
Yeah.
really into Punky Brewster.
Okay.
That was my jam.
Yeah. What is your favorite show today?
Today?
What do you watch?
Oh my gosh. I guess I would say my guilty pleasure, because I really don't watch too much TV, and everything's a lot of reality TV.
Yeah.
So I like to watch Selling Sunset, Selling the OC,
Okay,
all of that.
Yeah. I know I like watching The Housewives, and I'm like, I'm so glad my life is not like that.
Yeah.
I don't have all that drama with my friends. Like, if we're beefing, we just don't talk for a week, and then we pick up where we left off.
Let's see. I liked. What did I like this year? I liked Blue Eye Samurai, which was pretty sick animation. And I'm not going to spoil it for you guys if you haven't seen it, but it's kind of really interesting what happens along the arc of the show, and I really appreciated it. I also have my guilty pleasure, which is I kind of get stuck in the vertical soap operas. No, it's like so bad. It's such.
We couldn't hear what you said.
It's the vertical soap operas. They're like super fast, super cheesy, because I like cheese. Like sometimes it's good, right? So yeah, and they're moved really, really quickly, so I'll be doing chores and laundry or something, and I'll just have it set up. Like it takes my mind off of like doing laundry. So yeah.
Was your question about what shows we watched growing up or what we watch now?
Your overall favorite TV
Oh,
shows.
Oh no, that's my overall favorite.
Yeah,
that's just
like
that's
I
just
love
so
TV
much TV.
and I love movies because that's why I wanted to be in them. So I literally love them.
I watched a lot of the Carol Burnett show growing up, Sanford and Son. You guys probably don't know anything about it. Oh, you do? Good.
I'm coming
So
on,
I
somebody.
sketch comedy, the Jeffersons. Those were my things. I would literally force my brother to do skits for my parents, and we would just make them laugh. So those are some of the shows I used to watch. Now I watch like 90 Day Fiancé. I did. Her husband does too. And I'm like, yes, come on. Yeah.
And I roll my eyes at them. I'm like, you're really watching that stuff? And so we have the same thing. Yeah.
When I think of shows, I can't really think of Cosby Show, A Different World, but I wanted to highlight some movies. The greatest of all time to me is Coming to America. I could watch that of the 3-hour trilogy in its increments. Right. And I'll tell you, but I have to give an honorable mention to my favorite Jim Carrey movie of all time, Fun with Dick and Jane. Takes me out every time. That forever changed. I love Jim Carrey, but of all the foolishness he's done, Fun with Dick and Jane. Nowadays, I don't know whether it's because I'm just decompressing stuff that I don't have to think a lot about. The Chicago lineup, I like Meg, Fire, and Petey. Every Wednesday, don't call me.
DVR does, and so when I'm off, that's a good one.
Ladies, I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming out. It's such a pleasure to meet you guys, and they couldn't have picked better Yellow Rangers than you guys. And thank you for listening.
This is a very last question. Basically, this gentleman in the red shirt, but everyone here at the tables, and I know you guys want to meet him, so stop by. Here you go.
Okay, so before I get my question, I gotta give a big thank you to both
first Yellow Ranger that introduced me and my siblings to Power Rangers. So you guys, your team was one to start it all, so I gotta give a big thank you for that. And now my question transfers to Nakia. So I know that you and Catherine Sutherland do your own YouTube channel, Power Rangers Playback, and on occasion you have actually starred in a few fan projects. I mean, what got you into participating with projects made by fans and not official productions? Because of copyright infringement and all that, and rules and regulations YouTube has to give. I mean, what gave you the inspiration to take part in projects with fans? I mean, taking part in fan-made projects with official Power Rangers. I mean, what got you guys into doing that kind of stuff?
I don't think I've done a fan project. Kat has, but I haven't. Yes, we do have Power Rangers Playback. Hopefully you guys can check it out. We started it in 2020, right before COVID. We didn't know the world was going to shut down, but we wanted to give back to fans. Some, bring you guys back to nostalgia, things that you guys enjoy. We've had several, actually, almost everybody. Tracy's going to be on the show at some point.
You made me eat some really nasty stuff.
Yes, you do. Who knows it best? And so we try to give fans, Power Ranger fans, what you guys want, which is, you want to know behind the scenes what was happening. We have live interviews, we have skits, we have fun. We just have a lot of fun. But I never did a fan project. I'm sorry. So
maybe someday you will.
Maybe someday I will.
Yeah, he's manifesting it.
Yes, maybe someday I will. Thank you for the question.
Everyone, thank you so much.
And Morphin Time Fitness. That's one of the things that I love the most. It helps with my mental health, my mental clarity, but then also to do it with the community makes it so much more fun. Working out together is so much more fun than working out alone, and I'm so grateful that we got to start the weekend that way. Thank you guys.